Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome everyone to the sixth professional webinar session now. If I'm not actually seventh, I think. So we're doing this. We're talking about cybersecurity today, and we've got Brother Sultan Ahmed Sahib from Victoria with us. Jazakallah Sultan Bhai for coming along and sharing your experience.
Jazakallah.
So without further ado, I think we'll get into a bit of basics, as is the format of our webinars. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, when you came to Australia, what education have you had previously, and what kind of jobs have you done in Australia and before as well. Just a brief overview.
Yeah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I migrated to Australia from Pakistan, and back in Pakistan, I already, completed my education, all the initial education. I did my bachelor's in business administration. After that, I completed my MBA from Pakistan, and immediately after, even when I was in the last semester of the MBA, I got an offer. I started applying different jobs, and I got an offer, although it was not an ideal job, but still, when you are, studying, so any offer, it looks attractive and you get excited. Okay, yeah, you are, you have landed your first job. So yeah, I did couple of jobs before I got a very good offer from one of the blue chip company of Pakistan. And, before coming to Australia, I worked for them for around 11 years. And my main profession back in Pakistan was sales and marketing, because I did MBA in marketing. So yeah, I was, initially or originally from at the start of my career, my profession was sales and marketing. So after that, due to all different circumstances and reasons, most of the Ahmadis, they migrate to Pakistan, to overseas and different European and other countries due to the, the political and religious and the persecution of Ahmadis. And that's the main reason, why we come out of the country from that one. And, you never wanted to, no one, ever wanted to leave their country, and it's not an easy decision. If you have already been established, you have, done your studies, you are doing well in your progressing in your career, and then all of a sudden, you have started your family, but then you realize, okay, now I need to move on. So yeah, it's always been tough, but for the youngsters, yeah, it's not that difficult, because still,
Okay.
in the early,
You did a bachelor's in business, and then MBA is master's?
MBA is, yeah,
in
masters.
Master's in arts?
Marketing.
So you did in marketing, but what does MBA stand for?
Masters of Business Administration.
Business administration, and then but in over there your focus was in marketing, and then you've done a few jobs, but predominantly in marketing for 11 years. You came to Australia, and I don't think there was a big market here, so I don't think you ever found a job in marketing per se. And then you kind of decided your first degree, I think in Australia, was a bachelor's of cybersecurity, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, when I came here, so I came with a family, so it was early 2015. So I had not much option because due to the family responsibility. So I started my career with some humble jobs. So I worked at United Fuel Station as in customer service. From there, I moved to Coles. And at that time, I was very excited. Oh, I got jobs in Coles. But so it was all going good, and was able to pay my bills and all that stuff. Then I realized, okay, if there is no growth, if I ever want to do these kind of jobs, even I move from one company to another, maybe doing some different retail jobs or any, working in the non-professional area. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would be able to cover my bills, but there won't be any career progression or growth. You can just do within a certain limit, no matter what you do. So yeah, then I decided how to make you. Initially, I tried to apply some of the marketing jobs, but the problem was the in the field of the marketing, you are not only selling the products, you need to have some very good connection with the customer, and you should know what in the industry you are operating, what your competitors are doing. So even, in Pakistan, the market of one city is different from the market of another. We have got some rural areas, we have got urban cities, so it's all together different. They're different, the regional languages spoken in that area. So when I came here, then I got this kind of, limitation or hurdle. The roadblockers were, I don't know much about the culture, or initially it was language barrier as well. I wasn't able to communicate to the people the way it should be. The marketing is all about speaking, how well you
So
speak, and how. Yeah.
Are you trying to say that there's still a marketing, there's still marketing jobs out there, but you were not obviously suited because of the past of, the way you were accustomed to, obviously new culture, new everything. So it's a very different landscape for you, but you're just trying to say that there is still marketing jobs here, but you thought, you were struggling in that field, so you thought of doing
Yeah,
something else.
exactly. Because without marketing, that's the one of the very important department of every organization, because the ultimate goal of any company is to sell the product or services,
Sell the
whatever
product,
they are offering. So so it is there, but I wasn't able to fit into that sector. Yeah.
So what was the process of you thinking about a different field to get into, and why did you choose cybersecurity?
So when I realized I need to do something, because in these kind of jobs, it was difficult for me to grow my career, and there was an option for me just to continue as is. But I decided the other way, and to then I just worked out, so what can I do if I'm not going to excel in the marketing? What are my other options? So when I started working on this thing, so I came to know this thing, that the value of skill, it's very much in demand. If you have got some skill in Australia, or even in any these developed countries. So skill, whenever we think of a skill, we think of any profession related to the trades. And the trade in trades, professional people, they are earning they have some handsome earnings, and they are doing some decent work. But when I think of that thing, so I wasn't able to relate myself I would be able to do that kind of thing. So then I thought, what can I do, some to acquire some skill, but still doing the work professionally, or maybe have some white collar jobs. So then I narrowed down some of the profession, and IT was one of the profession that I thought, okay, I can maybe I need to further explore this area. So, but again, IT is a very vast field. You can't simply say, okay, I'm doing just IT. There are so many domains in the IT as well. So at that time, then I shortlisted what are the most in demand fields of IT, and what's the outlook of those, because most of the systems have already been developed. The companies, they have already been transferred to the online world. So previously there was a lot of demand in the system developments and all that stuff. Still, it is in demand, but already most of the work has been done. So then I thought, what's the outlook in the future? So then two areas come in, and after just doing my research, to two areas just come up. One was the artificial intelligence, and the other was the cybersecurity, because in both of these areas, still these are the evolving fields, or the developing domains of the IT. And finally, I was just kind of choosing whether going to the artificial intelligence or the cybersecurity. Then finally I thought, okay, just go ahead with the cybersecurity.
And I think there's a few takeaway points here. I just want to stop you there, because I think you said something very useful for our audience who are thinking of a field, is that if you don't know what you want to do, the one thing you can do is start ruling out the things you don't want to do. And once you can narrow it down to a few options, then I think the second thing that you said you did, which was great, was to see which thing or which profession that you've narrowed down to have actually more jobs out there, or would be valuable in the future, or the prospective growth there is in those respective field. And I think both the ones that you narrowed down to, like artificial intelligence, just took off like within the last year or 2 years, or maybe a little bit more, but I've just probably been under the rock. But and then cybersecurity was having that boom a little bit before that as well. So that's, I think, a really good way of going about picking or choosing your profession as well, is to always look for things that are less saturated fields where there are jobs, because it's no good doing a degree that they're not jobs for, they're not going to be jobs for. So that's very good. All right. So just on that point, Sultan, but I'm not very familiar with the IT field myself. So if you know a few different disciplines within IT, can you name? I know you said system developing was one. What are the other? And so cybersecurity falls within kind of information technology as well. But what are the other different fields within IT?
Yeah, within IT, first of all, you learned, the foundation of the IT, how, the information technology works. So then, there's a hardware side in the information technology. There's a software side. In software, you get to learn, the software development. Then, the database is another domain of the IT, is where all these data, how these, whatever and the data we enter into the systems, how we handle this data. So this is another, data science, or the data handling or the database. That's another area. Then network engineering, how these all the systems, they have been interconnected. We can say it's the network engineering. And then again, the cyber is the protection or the security of all this information. And then artificial intelligence, as we know that.
So I would imagine that the work in all different fields of this IT discipline would be very, very different. What your kind of, I guess, responsibilities are and the things that you kind of learn. Is that right?
Yeah, they are altogether different, but the basics are the same. The foundation of the IT. You can't accept. We can say these are all the specialized field, but you need to have some basic or foundational knowledge of the IT. When if I want to do the data, something in the data science, or maybe something in the coding, maybe you will in your first year you will learn all the the same units or the basic units. In the second year, it's going to be a bit different, and third year is already all together, the units related to your specialization. So you will have, there are some overlapping areas that, or you can say some foundational knowledge that is necessary, in whichever area you want to excel. But you should have strong, or you can say a basic IT knowledge. Otherwise, it's gonna get difficult for you to learn the new concepts, or just to excel in your specialization.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, and I know you were mentioning that you already had a family, you had a kid, and you're trying to do, you're the kind of sole earner, you're doing a job on the side, and then you picked up this bachelor's of cybersecurity. So you kind of managed both. And I remember at the time I was in Barrick, and you're mashallah serving as Qaid Majlis as well. And I think you managed to get Barrick like either Al Manami or some really high. I think later after I moved to Adelaide, I think Barry got Al Manami. So mashallah, that's huge achievement. They're doing all things together. You don't wear a cape. Still a hero. But how was how was the study life like, having no background in IT? How did you find it? And obviously it was manageable, so you managed to do it. But how did you find the studies like?
Yeah, initially it was very difficult because there was a big gap, when I completed my education back in Pakistan. I think it was year 2001. And again, I started my my qualification in the year 2018. So almost, 17, 18 years of gap in the studies. And because we have a concept, once you just, whatever you study in our countries, that's all. You don't study further, and then definitely you just go into the, in your practical career. But over here, then I realized, the people from all ages and all, there's a diverse population of students, and it doesn't matter, your age or what was your previous career. People do career change at the age of maybe 40s or 50s even. So that was a motivating factor for me. But still, somewhere back in my mind, it was a daunting task to, to study full time, and because I have to work as well to fulfill my family responsibilities. So working part time, studying full time, and being Qaid Majlis as well. So and it was not just and qaid and just doing my work. I was also putting my efforts just to, because Barrick was a new majlis so at that time. So yeah, just trying really hard to make a name of the Barrick in the national ladder. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and Allah Ta'ala gave me the reward, when my last year of the Qiyādat. So before that, I was, in the top 3 majalis, but finally we won the Al-Mainami. So that was one of the reward that Allah Ta'ala gave me. And when I, started, I was 38 already. So maybe this interview or this discussion is a bit different from your previous, sessions, because I had a chance to watch some of the some, not fully the videos, but the snapshots of the videos, and most of the the people who have just come to the session, they have, maybe they're born here or they came to the Australia at a very early age. They had their all the education from Australia, but still when the mature people come from Pakistan, again, we maybe you definitely you know that again we have some a number of people, they have migrated to Australia from Sri Lanka and other parts of Pakistan and other areas. So if they are 30 plus, or if they have got families, they think, oh, we are just going to work whatever work we just get, and they never think about the studies. And when I started, even the people around me, they get, okay, it's going to be tough, so there's no benefit of studying, just look after your family and just work and just go after you make a house and stuff like that all the time. Why haven't you bought the house yet? And you get these peer pressure from,
you fought a lot of societal pressures.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
And even at the age of 38, I thought when I'm gonna complete my degree, I would already be 41, and at 41 a career change, whether I would be able to, because once you are a uni graduate, you're gonna compete with the fresh grads, and 99% of them are in their early 20s, and maybe they are from the Australian background, they have got good command on the language, because our school system is altogether different. The kids that they study here, they're very smart kids, because from very early age they are being exposed to different kind of they're the study methodology is altogether different.
They're more well-rounded, I'd say.
So so it was
I
a
think what you're
big
trying to
challenge for
say
me.
essentially, Sultan Bhai, is that obviously, despite all the challenges you had, obviously there was a bit of a language barrier, even though mashallah you're very fluent in English nevertheless, but still, it didn't come to you naturally as much. Having a gap in studies, having family working, you still managed to do it, which I guess tells something about the studies part of it, that is quite manageable of a degree to get through. And you can do work along the way. Can you tell some of the units that you kind of studied and what kind of things they teach you? Just an overview.
Yeah, units, like I've already told, in the first year you get some basic IT related stuff. Then maybe in second year you get some cybersecurity related stuff. And even, where, like we have already discussed, that there are so many areas of the IT, similar in the cyber. There are so many, domains, or you can say specialization in the IT, in the cybersecurity. In cyber, there are mainly two areas. One is the offensive security, and the other is a defensive security. So they, you get, and there's some, policy related, cyber policy related units as well. So they give you the taste of all these kind of areas of the cyber. There's some, a cyber area of digital forensics. Whenever if there's a crime and it they when they capture any laptop or any digital device, so these are the work of the forensic guys to get all the evidence from these digital devices. So there's a procedure. You can't simply copy paste the stuff from the laptop, because there are programs, if you try to break into the to any device just in a regular way, it's gonna it encrypts the data, data, or even, it shutdowns or blocks the access. So there's a very, sophisticated procedure to access that kind of data to preserve the evidence. So yeah, the digital forensics, offensive security, defensive security, cyber policies, these are main areas that you learn during your studies.
Do people do honors like a research year? Do people do masters in that? Is there any value in doing that extra study?
Yeah, it depends, mostly people, they do bachelors, what I have observed, but still, there are masters, and you even, if you are not after the master, there are some 4 years bachelor programs. So then you do a specialization in cyber. There's a program called Cybersecurity and Criminology, and then you add 1 year with the criminology or cybersecurity or forensics, that kind of things.
So it's a double degree?
Double degree, yeah, in bachelor.
Okay,
So there are also some
so you
options.
did a 3-year degree, but there's also a 4-year degree where you kind of get criminology as part of your degree as well. That's
as
very
part
good
of
to
the
know.
degree. And still, there are some universities, they are also offering masters of cybersecurity as well. So if you're young, you've got some time, your passion, definitely you can go for. But
so if
as
someone's
far as
done a bachelor's in another field, can they do a master's in cybersecurity and get a job in cybersecurity, or you need to have bachelor's in IT?
I think if you don't have any IT background, then I think you're not going to get the admission straight away in through the masters. So yeah, at least you should have some IT background. Then maybe they'll consider you to have the masters in the cybersecurity. But if you are coming from some other area, maybe you have done economics or accounting, and then you decide, I'm going to do the masters of cybersecurity, I think it's going to be difficult for the student as well. And maybe not all the unis, they would entertain this application. Yeah.
So if someone's a year 12 leaver, they've after year 12 haven't done a degree, can't get into uni, are there any diplomas or certificates they can do to get into cybersecurity?
Yeah, there's the government. I think all the state level governments, they are offering Cert 4 in the cybersecurity, and I think it's free TAFE cert.
Yep.
And I would always, the people who just want to do a career change maybe, or just want to do the cybersecurity, and if they are confused, so I would always recommend to try this cert as well, because they will come to know, okay, what exactly is cybersecurity, or is it that they can do it, or maybe it's not for them. So just instead of going straight to the university, because I didn't have that time to do some experiments, but if any youngster, definitely they can try to do some certifications, or try to do some TAFE courses that and it's not going to cost them something, maybe 6 months or a year, but it will give them a flavor whether the cyber is for you, or you can do your further studies, and you can explore your career in this area. So I think that I would recommend that kind of pathway instead of going if you are confused. But if you are firm, or if you set, definitely then you go for the
so certificate 4 is what, 6 months or
Cert 4 is for 1 year.
1 year,
but maybe some TAFE also offering maybe Cert 2 or 3, but most popular is the certificate 4.
So, Badr Sultan, if I do a certificate 4 in cybersecurity, do I get some time off from uni rather than it being a 3-year? Does it get credited, and do it only do another 2 years or 2.5 years, or no?
I think if you do diploma, then you get some, time off from the uni, not from the cert. Yeah, diploma is transferable. Yeah.
Recommending more than a diploma in cybersecurity, because then you might be able to take some months off your degree of bachelor's, or maybe a whole year possibly. Okay.
But Cert 4 is free, but not diploma.
Yeah.
If you want to do Cert 4, it's not going to cost you something. So that's the advantage of doing the Cert 4.
That's good to know. So what advantage would someone have over you who's done either, let's say, research for a year, honors, or a master's in cybersecurity? Is there any advantage? Would you do it?
The advantage would be maybe they would have some more theoretical, but when you're doing your unis, most of the time you just learning the theoretical stuff and less the practical things. So when you go to the industry, so things are altogether different, because every company, they have got their own systems. It's not same across all the companies. So I would still recommend, because in the market, there's no different demand for the masters. There are no different jobs. Okay, we're just going to take the masters, and these are the jobs for the bachelor's one. The jobs are altogether same. Even if you have done the masters, you still go to the jobs that are being offered to the bachelor's as well. But again, if you got time, if you got finances and the passion, definitely you can. There's no harm of doing the masters. Again, you just upskilling yourself and making yourself ready to the maybe if in one if a company has maybe 50 applicants and 40 have done the bachelor's and maybe 10 have done the definitely they'll get some of the edge because already they have done the master. Maybe they would shine better in the during the interview as well. So these are some of the benefits, but there are no the road blockers for the bachelor's, that there are not specific jobs for the masters as well. So yeah, industry wise, for the job market, it's open for both of these qualifications.
After doing your bachelor's, do you have to do any internship? Is it easy to get an internship, or can you just straight go into the market? Is it easy to find a job?
I would say for any discipline, I would recommend to follow the path of the internship. So that was the key to success that I learned from during my studies, because I was so serious in my studies because I knew I had no second chance. This is the only chance I'm gonna get. I don't have the time. I'm just putting my effort in it, my finances, efforts, everything. So I was trying to do, what back in the days of Pakistan, I was the backbencher, but here I was always on the sitting in the front row. I'm that kind of guy, people who sits in the front row. So I was that kind of the person. And once again, the challenges when we discussed, just one thing come to my mind. I decided to do the studies on campus. It wasn't online because I realized that by going on campus, you get an opportunity of networking. And, if you're doing online, so you're not going to get some help. So when you go there, you make friends, and it's very important, to have some friends, because you always stuck in your assignments, or sometimes, you're not clear on the instructions. So there should be someone you can get some help, or you consult, or you join, because the students, they have got different groups and communities. You join the Discord groups, and sometimes, they come to the library and you just go and spend some time. Although that was not, even the students, they're doing some stuff, they're enjoying some time in the canteen and all that stuff. I didn't have the time, but
you're very focused.
yeah, very focused, but I had
You
to
meant
join
business.
them just to have that kind of information. Sometimes I was stuck, and they were really smart guys, and they, okay, no, it's too easy, we can, because at that time there was no chat GPT. So they just
You did
some
your degree without chat GPT. That's
without chat
remarkable.
GPT. So so as yeah, so what I learned, so so when I you used to go to the campus, then I came to know, okay, there is a department of career counseling, that kind. Every university, they have got that kind of department. So really worked very closely with them. I got registered with them whenever they have got any workshop, like resume building, or how to do interview, the video interview, and all that stuff. I always used to attend those kind of workshops. Then they organize different career expos, and so always attend so all these things do matter. So never take these things for granted, because they have got their departments, their team. So try to utilize all these resources. So then I came to know there, even when we talk about going into the job market, so these are the initial steps. I think the critical step is your internship and the grad program. Straight away, after completing initially I was of the concept, once I do my degree, so I'll start applying for the jobs. But it's not gonna happen, or it's gonna be very difficult unless you've got some good contacts, or someone can refer you straight in any company. So there's another program, I would say, maybe it's not common for every degree, but for cyber it is. That's a government program that called cadetship. Some of the government agencies, they offer cadetship, and they offer during first, even if you're in the first year of university, they offer the cadetship. And in the cadetship, yeah, they pay for your degree. You work for them maybe once or twice a week, just once, or rest of the time you just focus on your studies, and they're going to pay your fees as well. And you are on the cadetship program for rest of the while you're studying in the uni, and once you finish your qualification, straight away you land to the full-time role with that government agency.
Do you get into this cadetship after starting the degree, or even before? Or
no, just start your degree, and after at the end of the first year, there is an option to do the cadetship. Okay, so even in the second year, not in the third year, because there's a requirement to have maybe 14 or 15 months of study. If it's less than that, then you can't apply for the cadetship.
So they will only pay for the fees, or they'll pay you when you work for them as well?
Yeah. When you work for them, they'll pay you, and they'll pay your fee, the remaining units as well. Whatever
is there a lot of opportunities, or is it very sought after?
Limited, but yeah, it's sought after, and only the government agencies, they offer these cadetship programs. Not for all the disciplines. For cyber, at least I know they offer the cadetship program. All the government agencies, they offer this. And
so is there obligation to work afterwards with them? Are you obligated to work a certain number of years with them, or you can leave and go wherever?
No, you can leave. If you don't like it, you can leave. It's just a cadetship program. Once the program is over, then you're going to apply for them. Okay, yeah, I'm interested, or they're going to offer you the role. It all depends if you're going to accept the role or you can reject the role. It all depends.
Sounds like an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, it's an awesome opportunity. So one thing is the cadetship. Second, when you are in your second year of uni, then desperately go for the internship programs. Internship is not difficult thing. It's easily you can get the internship, because in every uni, I would say, in the universities which have these the career departments, if they are working actively, the recruiters, they come to the universities, they organize different on different occasions, they organize the programs. They'll come to the uni, you just go and chat to them and just tell, okay, we have got these opportunities and explore. So attend the university expos. Then there are different online forums like Grad Connection or Grad Australia. Just make yourself registered to these forums. You get different emails from them about the new opportunities. So second year, just try to grab an internship opportunities.
Sorry, Sultan, can you do it? So basically, what time do you do this internship? Between your semesters during the semester? How does it work? While you're studying, you still do your internship?
Yeah, while you're studying it, because they have got some hours requirement. So most of the students, they do during the summer break. The companies, they offer internship maybe during the month of June and July for the summer break period. So most of the students don't. Nah, you don't pay. Some of the internships are being you get paid, but most of them are free. But even if they are free, definitely you're getting experience. You're getting something to put on your profile.
And the third thing you said is grad programs. What's that? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, grad program is, all the big companies in Australia, they offer the grad programs, and grad program is specifically for the fresh grads. It is not for the experienced professionals. So if you are in the third year of your degree, say if I'm going to finish my degree in 2024, then the companies, they offer the grad programs 1 year in advance. Then I'm going to apply for a grad program for 2025. And some of the companies, almost most of the companies, they accept if you have done the degree 2 years before the program is being offered. Say for 2025, they'll accept if you have completed your qualification in 2023 or even 2022. Still, they'll accept you as a fresh grad. And even the governments, they offer from until up to 5 years. If you are a grad of 2019 or 2020, still you can secure a job in a government sector. So private.
Is that only in cybersecurity or other fields as well? Do you know?
I think all the other fields, fields, they
You're
offer
still considered a newly graduate if you've graduated in the last couple of years. And the grad program allows you to get a job experience, build your resume. I think maybe the expectations slightly lower because you've just come off the graduate program. They understand that, so they'll be more supportive. And it's your first foot into the workforce. So what if the catch there is are you paid a little bit less? You have to put in extra hours?
In the grad program, you work as a full-time employee. You will get paid. Definitely, you are not being paid like a professional, but it's not bad. I think most of the grads, they start somewhere 50 to 60K. Minimum.
Okay.
Some of the
Yeah.
companies, they, the big companies, they do offer maybe 70 or 70 to 80K as well, but minimum 50 to 60K is the starting range. At that time, it was 60, but yeah, it's 60 plus. So yeah, you do full-time work, you get paid,
1
you
year?
get experience. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It different
Or can be more
companies
as well.
offer different programs. Some
Yeah.
90% companies, they will offer you a job after once you, because the grad program is just a grad. It's not, there's no job guarantee at the end of the grad pro. Okay.
Yeah.
Thus companies, when they offer you internships, sometimes, if you're doing good, they turn that internship to the grad program. They say, okay, you have done a very good job with us. Next year, you can apply the grad program. We can offer you the agreement. Then you get your grad program agreement. If you do good during the grad program, you can get the offer from the, because instead of going outside into the market, the companies, they prefer, okay, already these guys have worked with us for a year or so, why not to, and they have already evaluated the performance of the grads working with them, so they offer the job to them. And yeah, so yeah, you get paid. Yeah, there
Sultan
was
Bhai,
very
with
important point. Yeah.
Yeah. So with this grad program, at any point, let's say I'm 6 months into the grad program and I keep on applying for jobs and I get a job offered, you kind of can just switch straight away?
Nah, there's an agreement, at least you have to complete your grad program agreement. So agreement, if
A whole
it's say
year,
for a
okay.
year or 2 year, then I think you need to comply to the agreement.
Okay.
And it's good because there are two kinds of grad program. One is the specialized grad program, one is the general grad program. So if I apply in West Park Bank or ANZ Bank for a general grad program, so what they will, if the program is for 2 years, they will rotate you in all the departments of the company after 3 months. You are on a on rotation basis, 3 months maybe
Get
in
good
finance,
exposure.
accounting, HR, IT, all the department. And at the end of the program, you already know all the departments of the company. And if they offer you the job, then you can say, okay, I just want to go to the HR, or I just want, if your qualification is relevant to that field, they offer you different roles. But if you, like, say for cyber, if I apply in the cyber, maybe you're not going to follow that pathway. You go straight to their IT department or to their cyber department. So then you end up have a offer from their the cyber department. So these are two kinds of programs. So it is very important, what most grads, they do the mistake, they just keep on waiting, because no one gonna come to you, okay, just have this internship, have this grad program, okay, have this job. It's not gonna happen. Just once you are in university, don't assume that I'm just studying here. Just maybe after 6 months or so, just start thinking about your career. And once you, because you have that 3 years to work on your career. So make sure before the end of the university, on the last day of your university, you next day you straight go to your work. And if you think, okay, once my studies are over, then I'm gonna look for the work, so you're already late, because the students, they have already been in the market, maybe in the form of the internship, maybe doing some grad programs, or already they have that kind of experience of job hunting. And you just start after the 3 years, and you don't that's why it is the common perception is the job market is tough for the fresh grads, because these are some of the reasons they don't invest their times. And once they just keep on waiting, that just I'm just a student.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. So I think what you're trying to tell everyone is, like, start thinking about your job prospects, start working towards it. You said, attend all the different workshops that, your library or your course offers, resume, interview. Then you mentioned about internship that you do while you're doing the degree. Then you mentioned about the grad programs as well that you kind of apply for after you have graduated. And then the third option is obviously directly getting a job if you can get it. So that's good to hear. Sultan Bhai, in retrospect,
just one thing I would say, if you go into the market as a fresh grad, and because you are not the only one applying for the job. If the other people, they have got the experience, say, of an internship, they have done the internship, they have already done the grad program, and you have done nothing. So that doesn't matter how good you were, if even you were, doing a high distinction throughout your studies. So still, the recruiter, they are not gonna look at your
They're gonna
application
favor
the
the
way.
person with more experience.
Definitely,
Yeah,
because they have already got the experience and you've just got the
yeah,
qualification. So
yeah.
once you are young, just try to strengthen your profile, your resume as much as you can.
Portfolio, yeah.
So one
Absolutely.
another thing is the students, they lack on is that when they are studying, so they just focus on the degree. Even while you
Yeah,
study, my university and the definitely other universities, they offer some of the professional certifications as well. So during your semester break, you can just do a certification. Before, during my studies, I did 3 certifications. So I knew,
nice.
so when I'm going to apply for the job, I've got degree and 3
What kind of
certs.
certifications can they do, Lukman bhai?
Relevant to their field. If someone is
Sultan.
doing
Yeah,
accounting, so they can do any
yeah,
accounting certifications. So certs are,
yeah,
you just straight away, you prepare for the cert and just sit in the exam and pass the exam. And then maybe,
yeah.
the Microsoft certifications, you just do, okay, Microsoft Office certified or whatever. There hundreds and thousands of certifications
Okay,
available. Just
okay.
see any certification of your interest, prepare for
Yeah,
that certification, go for the exam, pass it, and just put it on your resume and the LinkedIn profile.
yeah. No worries. Awesome. Sorry, Sultan bhai, we are heading close to a time because we've got the next session going to start soon. I want to get as much information out of you as I can. In retrospect, what do you think now, having done the degree, having done the job, do you think cybersecurity was a good choice? If so, why? If not, why?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it was a wonderful choice.
Good choice.
Initially,
That's
I
good.
was a bit worried, but I would say, yeah,
Yeah,
it was
hopefully
because
good.
the job market is strong, and
Yeah, yeah,
maybe everyone is aware of these days. Every second day you hear about any data breach or any cyber
yeah.
attack. So
That's
companies, they
good for
are
you.
invest.
The more
Yeah.
people are at risk of the
So
cybersecurity, the better it is for you.
yeah, so
Okay.
companies,
Yeah.
they are investing more and more in the cyber.
More and
So
more into
they,
100%.
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
so job market is strong. You can, if you're not happy with one company and you've got some experience, it's the matter of just
You've
one
always
year
got
or
plenty
two
of
year. Once you've
opportunities.
got a couple of years experience, then you are in demand and you can
It's
easily
great.
switch to the next role. And they are also
Yeah.
paying good. Yeah.
Tell me about the work opportunities, Sultan. Like, can you work from home? How does the work during the day is like for you? What are the things you do? Is you get some time off at work? What are the other good things about work?
Yeah,
That's good.
definitely you get the work from home opportunity these days.
It's a
If
big,
the
yeah.
employers, they are after the employees or looking for cyber staff, because cyber is a it comes under the skill shortage,
Mm,
employment area. So yeah, definitely you can
mm,
bargain during the interview. Okay, if
mm,
the company says we have got the hybrid kind of work, we offer
model.
this kind of work
Mm,
module. So yeah, you can negotiate with them or can come just twice a week or once a week. So it
mm,
depends upon your bargaining during the interview. So definitely there are
mm.
work from home options. And if they are work from like I do work from home most of the time, and then I have got the
Oh,
opportunity to pick and drop my kids from the school. And if
yeah.
there's some other personal work come up, I can go to
So
the
many
doctor
benefits. Yeah.
appointment, just inform to their employer, and they are
Yeah.
okay with this. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
big deal. So
And
there's
you
so
save so
much.
much
Yeah,
time during the day. You
exactly.
at least save 2 hours of every day, getting ready for work, going to work, coming back from work, changing in whatever, like all that's traveling 2 hours. You've got 2 extra hours to live every day, right? So
Exactly.
huge plus.
I would, where I live, I would say 3 hours, because it's just going to
Yeah.
take 1 hour, 1.5 hour to go to the city and come back. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
three
you add
hours
on all
of,
the time getting ready for work, preparing something
yeah,
before work. It just all adds up.
yeah.
So I think that's a huge plus. That's the reason I asked the question. Yeah.
Energy, time, and cost, you save
Yeah,
all this stuff.
absolutely, all of
Yeah.
that. That's awesome. Um, what is the pay scale like, Sultan? By coming off, you said 50 to 60,000 at grad. How does the pay go up? Can you do any other things to kind of bump up your pay? What to expect?
Yeah, once you are in the in the industry, just try it's all the the game of the skills. The more skills you
Mm-hmm.
know, the more you have got the value in the market. So like I said, if you are a fresh grad, expect something up to 70K.
Mm-hmm.
And if after 1 year, maybe another 20K, you can
Mm-hmm.
expect a
So up to
jump.
90, you can expect, yeah.
Up to 90, yeah, within 2 years, maybe 100 plus, 100,
Okay. Okay.
120 somewhere. So I would
Yeah.
just, and I have recently, it depends all upon your luck and how you
Mm.
hunt and how have you have upskilled yourself. One of my colleague just last week, he was at, I think, 130 or 40K. He was my team member, and he has got a job in the Medibank, and they have offered him 2K straight,
Oh, wow. 200.
70, yeah,
You mean
200K.
200K.
And
Wow, that's awesome.
he was my from the Deacon. He was my batch mate as well, and he has got the same experience that I've got, and he was able to secure, perform good during the interview. And they were also in a need of a person, and his skill set aligns to their requirement, and they just offer him 2K. So
That's very
this is,
reassuring, actually.
and
Very
just
good.
within 3 years. No, I'm
Yeah,
not
wow,
saying
that's
that
huge
it's a
progress. That's
10.
huge progress, no doubt.
So yeah,
Is there,
within, yeah, so
so
people,
Tamba,
there's
is there
a
private work? Is there private work you can do? Like, can you open up some kind of
business.
business?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, business, you can open your consultancy, you offer your cyber services. So definitely, if you've got that kind of skill and expertise, definitely there are lots of business opportunities as well. For business, you need to have a right skill set, right set of tools, because it's a game of tools as well, and some connections in the industry. So yeah, there are lots of
So
business
networking is important. Upskilling yourself is important. What are some of the things that you can do to upskill yourself? Give us a bit of a snapshot.
So yeah, upskill. So be honest while you do your work. That's one of the best way is to learn while working. And yeah, and if you are, doing your role and you think, okay, that's the only my work, but there are definitely other areas. See what your team is doing, what kind of work they are doing. Try to do some certifications. And the certs, you definitely learn some more thing. People, in the cyber and maybe in the IT, they have made the home labs as well. They've got their home labs, and they keep doing some experiments or the practice, and they just upskill themselves in this way as well. So whatever work you're doing, just try to expand your work. Now if it's not on the job, maybe spend some time off the job, and have some home lab. There are so many online forums where they offer you, okay, even if someone has an aptitude or the interest of hacking, or the offensive security, there are so many platforms. They offer you, okay, this is the system, and just try to hack it or try to break
So are
it.
you saying in your off time, hack your company, and in the on time, kind of protect it again and keep yourself in the business?
So there are different levels. If you're interested in hacking, they're different. Maybe like game, there's the level 1 may be easier, then it's gonna get difficult levels. So yeah, so there's so many online labs available. Just make sure, just register to those labs and try to learn from these things. And all these things you can put on your resume as well.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Sultan, my last question for me, what does your day-to-day work kind of goes like? You give us a brief overview, like other meetings, like what kind of work you do on a daily basis, just briefly.
So I'm part of the team that is called defensive security. So what we do is we just monitor the networks. So I would just give you an example, like if you have like a bank, if they've got very sensitive assets within the bank, definitely they have put up some very good security system, maybe some sensors, or someone is all the time watching the cameras. If they see any suspicious activity, even outside the bank, they see, okay, there's a car maybe parked in front of the bank for 2 hours, and it looks like suspicious, or someone coming inside. Then there are different security protocols. So similar, in online world, and when we talk about networking, so there's so many protocols. So the defensive security, we all the time, we keep on monitor the networks. So if there's some suspicious actor lurking around the networks, or if someone trying to penetrate into the network, or someone, if a thief, they have got different tactics. Sometimes they jump through onto the wall, sometimes they knock the door, sometimes they try to impersonate themselves. There's so many tactics. So The cyber criminals, they've got so many tactics, and you need to be smarter than that. Other than you would be able to, save your network. So my role or my team role is just to monitor the networks, and we see something suspicious going on. We try to, counter that thing, try to remediate it, or if something needs to be escalated, we escalate to the customer, and then this is basically a monitor. And stop, and if there's some thing happens, then try to recover from that situation.
Perfect. Awesome. There's so many questions I want to ask you. Thank you so much for your time. I know Sayyid Mubarak is here, and he might have some questions for you. But we're running short on time. We've got the next session to run. Jazakumullah so much for your time, Brother Mubarak. If you have any questions for Brother Sultan, please hit me up.
Very good session. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. If you have any questions, please let me know.
No questions.
No questions. Awesome. No worries. If at any time you want to connect with Brother Sultan so he can guide you a bit better, please let us know. We'll inshallah connect you. Brother Sultan, what's your email address if you don't mind us giving? And then
it's very easy, although it shouldn't be that easy these days. It's not a good thing, but my email is as of my first and last name, sultanahmad@hotmail.com.
At hotmail.com. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Sultan with AHMAD at hotmail.com. If you have any questions for Brother Sultan, he'd love to help you. Once again, Sultan Bhai, really appreciate your time. Jazakumullah. It's lovely talking to you. Lovely knowing about cybersecurity and your journey. It's actually been awesome. Alhamdulillah, really glad to see where you are at the moment and progress in future, inshallah ta'ala.
Jazakallah, brother. Jazakallah for inviting me here and providing me this opportunity to speak on this topic. And I hope, the youth and they get benefit from this discussion. And anytime, if you got any question or need any guidance, you can reach out to me on this email address, or you can have my phone number from Brother Hadi.
Awesome. Jazakallah. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका सुल्तान भाई. अल्लाह हाफिज़. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
Jazakallah. Khuda Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.